Every trader wants to master the market, but the truth is, you cannot master the market until you master the person staring back at you in the reflection of your monitor. Your entries don't define you. Your exits don't define you. Your win rate doesn't define you. What defines you is your ability to understand yourself, to observe your own mind, to face the patterns you've spent years running from. Because trading is not a battle against price. It's a dialogue with your own psychology. It's a mirror that exposes your fears, your impulses, your hidden motivations, and the beliefs that shape your decisions long before you ever click buy or sell. And if you want to grow as a trader, you must build a ritual that forces you to look inward, to study your internal landscape, and to refine the version of you that walks into the market each day. This is why the end-of-day debrief exists. Not just to review trades, but to understand the person who made them. Not just to record outcomes, but to shape the mindset behind future outcomes. Not just to close the day, but to open the door to a better tomorrow. Today we begin that journey. 5 boxes, 5 reflections, 5 chances to evolve. Welcome to Mind Over Markets. Let's begin. Every trader talks about discipline. Every trader talks about mindset. But almost no one talks about the one habit that quietly separates the traders who grow from the traders who repeat the same mistakes every single day. It's not strategy. It's not indicators. It's not what you trade or when you trade. It's the way you end your trading day. Most people close the charts, walk away, and carry the same version of themselves into tomorrow. And that's exactly why tomorrow ends up looking like today, and why next week ends up looking like last week, and why the cycle never breaks. But there's a tiny group of traders who approach it differently. They treat the end of the day not as a finish line, but as a transformation chamber, a place where emotional noise becomes clarity, where impulses become insight, and where mistakes become refined edges. This is the quiet ritual that builds world-class trading psychology, and it starts with 5 boxes, 5 simple reflections, 5 daily resets, 5 conversations you have with the version of yourself who showed up today, so tomorrow a better version can walk into the market. This is the end-of-day debrief, and these are the 5 boxes you must fill. Let's begin. Box 1, emotional state log. Before you think about your trades, before you judge your results, before you blame the market, there's one question that matters more than everything else. Who are you today? Not as a trader, but as a human being, because you never trade the market. You trade your internal weather. Every decision you made today, every entry, every exit was filtered through your emotional state. So pause, take a slow breath, and revisit the entire day as an observer. Were you calm? Were you restless? Were you stressed before you even opened the charts? Were you chasing validation? Were you trying to prove something? Were you trading from a place of fear or from a place of need? So many traders underestimate this box. They think emotions are soft information. But the truth is, your emotional state is the foundation of every outcome you produce. A shaky foundation creates shaky decision-making. A stormy mind creates stormy trades. Most traders lose, not because they lack skill, but because they lack awareness. Today, maybe you weren't fully present. Maybe you carried yesterday's frustration into today. Maybe something unrelated triggered your impatience. Maybe you hesitated because you were tired, or overconfident because you were winning. Whatever it was, this box forces you to confront the truth, write what you felt, own what moved you, document what distracted you. Because the trader who understands their internal patterns will always outperform the trader who only memorizes chart patterns. Your emotional log is not a diary. It's a map, a compass, a record of the psychological forces that shape your equity curve far more than any indicator ever will. When you fill box 1, you're not recording feelings. You're reclaiming control. Box 2, decision quality review. Now that you understand who you were today, you can finally begin to understand what you did. And here's the brutal truth. Most traders judge themselves based on their P&L. But profit and loss is a terrible teacher, because bad trades sometimes make money, and good trades sometimes lose. So this box asks a different question. Did your decisions reflect the trader you want to become? Go through each decision slowly. Strip away the outcome. Focus only on the process. Did you follow your plan? Did you take only the trades you were supposed to take? Did you size correctly? Did you wait for confirmation? Or did you jump early because you didn't want to miss the move? Were you patient or reactive? Were you deliberate or impulsive? Most traders think discipline is about controlling behavior during the trade, but discipline actually begins long before. It begins with the intentions you set, the rules you follow, and the boundaries you refuse to break. This box forces you to separate results from responsibility, because a green day achieved through bad decisions is dangerous. It reinforces the illusion that breaking your rules is acceptable. It builds confidence where caution should exist, and it plants seeds of future destruction. And a red day achieved through good decisions is a badge of honor. It means you executed with integrity. It means you acted like a professional. It means your results will eventually align with your process. The market doesn't reward you instantly. It rewards you consistently, only after you've proven you're worthy of consistency. This box teaches you how to become that trader. Box 3, peak and trigger moments. Every trader has them. Moments when logic disappears. Moments when emotion hijacks the wheel. Moments when you become a different version of yourself. Maybe it was one candle. Maybe it was a sudden spike. Maybe it was a trade that went from green to red faster than you expected. Maybe it was a missed entry that turned into a big move. Maybe it was a losing streak that cut too deep, or a winning streak that made you reckless. These are your trigger moments, and every day contains at least one. Some days contain many. This box asks you to identify them, not to judge them, not to shame yourself for them, but to understand them. What triggered your fear today? What triggered your greed? What triggered your impatience, your frustration, your overconfidence? Because triggers control you only when they stay hidden. The moment you expose them to the light is the moment they lose their power. This is where true psychological edge is built, not by trying to remove emotion, but by understanding the patterns that activate your worst behaviors. The trader who knows their triggers becomes unstoppable because they no longer get blindsided by their own mind. They no longer confuse emotional events with market events. They no longer let the survival instincts of the brain sabotage the strategy of the mind. Find your trigger moments, name them, capture them, learn from them. That's how you become stronger tomorrow than you were today. Box 4, lessons extracted. Now that you've observed your emotions, evaluated your decisions, and confronted your triggers, you reach the most important part of the entire ritual, the transformation. This box asks a simple but powerful question. What did today teach you? Most traders never extract the lessons hidden inside their experience. They jump from one day to the next, repeating the same emotional loops, wondering why nothing changes. But every trading day is full of patterns, not market patterns, you patterns, a hesitation pattern, a revenge pattern, a confidence pattern, a fear pattern, a risk pattern, a patience pattern. Your job is to catch them, write them, integrate them. You are not trying to collect hundreds of lessons. You only need 1 or 2 each day, because one powerful insight, applied consistently, can reshape your entire trading career. Maybe you learned that trading while tired destroys your discipline. Maybe you learned that you rush entries when you trade after checking social media. Maybe you learned that you cut winners too early when you start the day with a loss. Maybe you learned that size increases your anxiety. Maybe you learned that you trade better when you journal before you open the charts. Whatever the lesson is, this box makes it real. It turns your day from an emotional experience into a learning experience. And that is how you turn time into progress. Every lesson you extract is a brick, and each brick builds the mental framework that protects you from your future self. This box turns trading from random chaos into intentional evolution. Box 5. Tomorrow's mental reset. Finally, you arrive at the last box, the box that closes the day, the box that sets the tone for tomorrow, the box that determines whether you walk into the market reactive or prepared. This box asks you a forward-shaping question: who do you choose to be tomorrow? Not who you hope to be, not who you wish to be, not who you say you'll be on a good day, but who you consciously decide to be. This is where you set the emotional tone. This is where you decide your attitude, your mindset, your expectations, your energy. This is where you write, I will trade slowly tomorrow. I will wait for confirmation. I will not force setups. I will not chase loss. I will protect my mental capital. I will prioritize clarity over action. I will let the market come to me. This box resets the system. It clears the emotional debt accumulated over the day. It removes the residue of fear, frustration, or euphoria. It allows you to sleep with intention and wake with purpose, because the quality of tomorrow doesn't begin tomorrow. It begins with how you close today. The trader who resets intentionally trades intentionally. The trader who ends the day consciously begins the next day consciously. This final box is your psychological anchor, your commitment, your contract with the future version of you. Fill it with honesty. Fill it with clarity. Fill it with strength. Closing reflection: 5 boxes, 5 mirrors, 5 chances to grow, 5 opportunities to transform the noise inside you into intelligence. Most traders want better results, but only a few are willing to become better humans. Your trading performance doesn't improve because you force yourself harder. It improves because you understand yourself deeper. The market is not your enemy. Your emotions are not your enemy. Your mistakes are not your enemy. Your only enemy is the version of you that refuses to learn. But every day you fill these 5 boxes, you kill that version of yourself, and you give life to a better one, a calmer one, a wiser one, a more disciplined one, a stronger one. If you want to grow exponentially as a trader, don't chase more trades, chase more awareness. Your edge isn't in the charts. Your edge isn't in the indicators. Your edge isn't in the strategy. Your edge is in you. And every day you complete these 5 boxes, you sharpen that edge a little more. Today is over. Let it go. You learned from it. You grew from it. Now close this chapter with intention, and when tomorrow comes, you will walk into the market not as the trader you were, but as the trader you're becoming. Fill your 5 boxes, transform your mind, master your emotions, and the market will eventually reflect the mastery you cultivate within. End of day, end of ego, end of emotional noise, reset, rebuild, return stronger. This is how professionals are made. If you've made it this far, you already know something most traders never learn. Growth doesn't happen on the chart. It happens in the moments after you close the chart. Your edge is not built during the trade. It's built when you step back, look inward, and take full responsibility for the way you show up. And if you commit to filling these 5 boxes every day, you will feel something shift inside you. A new level of clarity, a new level of calm, a new level of control, not control over the market, but control over yourself. And that is the only control that ever mattered. So as you leave this video, take the lessons with you. Carry the awareness with you. Let today shape tomorrow, because the markets will always test you. But with the right mindset, you will not break. You will adapt. You will evolve. You will rise. This is Mind Over Markets. Thank you for being here. And remember, the work you do on your mind will always be the most profitable trade you ever make.